Okay, so you know how everybody says that Crimson Desert's gameplay is absolutely fantastic, but the story, it's kind of lacking, or the lore is kind of lacking. Well, what if I tell you that that is not actually true? Hear me out. So I've been playing this game for about, I don't know, like 110, 120-ish hours, maybe a little bit more, and I came across something absolutely insane. Pearl Abyss was hiding something massive from us, and the thing is, right, like, I didn't expect any of this. I was fine with the game having a subpar story because the gameplay is just that good, but I kept wondering, what if there's more? Pearl Abyss is the creators of Black Desert Online, right? And like any other MMO game, there's gonna be a lot of lore. It's not like they don't know how to implement lore into a game or a story into a game. Why would they skimp out on Crimson Desert if the game has been in development for this long? Until I found out they didn't. I know, shocker, right? Okay, so I just finished the main quest of Crimson Desert, and it's a fabulous story, right? But I do get why people say that it's kind of confusing or maybe even badly written, because it doesn't really explain a lot of the things in the game itself. Like, for example, why does your character feel the need to help every single person in Pywell? It doesn't make sense. Like, he's just a random grey main, right? Well, that might actually not be true, but I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys right now. I'm going to spoil it, but just not in this video. And there's so many other questions as to who the characters are, what they are doing, why they're doing what they're doing, and how the story is actually unfolding, because it feels like you're getting thrown into kind of the middle of somebody else's story, and the way that they explain it is extremely bad. But there's a reason for all of that, and I just found that out like 2 or 3 days ago. So it turns out that there are secret books in the game that explain everything about the lore, and while I haven't read all of them or even most of them, I do know that it actually contains the secrets to the entire game. But that's not all. Apart from the fact that all the lore of the game is written in those books, you also have all the memory fragments, all the knowledge fragments, and everything about everybody in the game itself. So Pearl Abyss did something that I don't think I've ever seen in a game at all. Instead of giving you the story and the lore and everything in the game itself, in the story itself, like, let's say, for example, Warframe, that does this extremely well by telling you a kind of coherent story, kind of revealing truths here and there, and giving you an idea of what the whole picture is supposed to look like. Crimson Desert, or at least Pearl Abyss, did something completely different and possibly the complete opposite. They told you kind of a okay-ish story, but then they hid all the lore in the game itself. The thing is, Pearl Abyss knew that Crimson Desert is going to be a game where players are going to focus on the actual gameplay, on the combat, on the systems, on the exploration, and everything is actually tied around that. Everything is tied to that exploration and the combat. And what do I mean by this? Well, give me a chance and I'll explain everything right after you click that subscribe button, because I saw that about 90+% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed, which is actually insane. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subs by the end of the year, or maybe even by my birthday next year, which would be March, by the way. And if you can help me get there, that would be just absolutely fantastic and kind of a dream come true. So when you explore Pywell, you explore everything in and around Pywell, there's always these books and these hidden secrets and nooks and crannies, whether it be in caves, whether it be in somebody's house, whether it be in the open world. There's always something new to learn and to find out, and the more you learn, the more knowledge fragments you can actually get, which you can view in the game itself. Like, you can go to your settings and go to your knowledge tab, and there will be a lot of different names in different categories, in different areas and stuff like that, where you can learn about the different people in the game. But the thing is, I always thought that if you unlock a knowledge fragment, it means that automatically, obviously, you know everything you can about that character. But recently, I found out that's not actually true. The more you actually learn about somebody, the more you unlock about somebody, the more those knowledge things actually update. Yeah, that's crazy. And that gives you kind of an idea of who the characters are, what they're doing, what their motives are, and stuff like that. The backstory, you know, things like that. But then it comes to the main story. What is happening? I mean, you're fighting these two different sides of the same story, kind of like a spiritual kind of thing where you're kind of saving the world, but at the same time, you're kind of saving Pywell itself from somebody who wants to conquer it. And somehow those two stories come together at the end, until you find out that that's actually the whole point. It's not two completely different stories, it's actually one coherent story. You just don't know where to look for it. There's so much more to your character Kliff than would ever meet the eye. There's so much more that you don't even see unless you try really, really hard. And Pearl Abyss was just, I don't know, complete geniuses about this. They hid the true story for the people who really, really push and complete the entire game. And there's a reason I'm saying this. So when you've completed the main quests, you haven't actually completed the game itself. No, the real truth is actually hidden when you have completed the main quests and you have finished all the Abyss puzzles. Only then will you unlock the true lore of Crimson Desert. And how you actually get those is you go to the Abyss Archives, the first ever place that you unlock in the Abyss in Crimson Desert, and on the 3rd floor hidden. There's no stairs to that. You have to kind of jump up or use your Axiom Force, and that is the only way that you can get to the actual books. There's 6 in total. If I'm not mistaken, I can be wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below. 6 books in total, where you learn the complete lore of the game, where you learn the complete story of Kliff, and it is absolutely wild, the stuff you see in there. Now, I'm gonna do a complete breakdown of the entire lore of the game, kind of go into the philosophical part of it, which is very extensive as far as I understand it, and it makes you think so much more when it comes to Crimson Desert. I'm gonna repeat this. Pearl Abyss was a genius when it came to the lore of Crimson Desert. They're genius when it came to the story of Crimson Desert and how they actually told it, because they told you one story, but they hid another one, and they left it to you, the player, to find out exactly how you're gonna get to that part of the story. It is not just a story that's being told, it is more a story that you are going to figure out, and only the most dedicated players on this planet will get to that point. Unless you watch my video, where I'm gonna break down everything. So if you don't want to finish the entire game, you don't want to finish all the Abyss puzzles, you're just playing the game casually, trying to enjoy it, or trying to understand the actual story behind Crimson Desert, then stick around, stay tuned, be subscribed, and be ready, because the real story behind Crimson Desert, it's gonna be wild. Now, if I have released the story, it should come up right about here. If I have not, it's gonna be the best video that YouTube thinks you will enjoy.